guys, hope that you're having a wonderful day. So I wanted to come on. It's a little bit gloomy here today and it's Monday, so that makes it a little challenging, I feel, for some people to get their energy levels up. So for people that aren't familiar with me or anything that I have currently going on, as I often am fluctuating between how I'm doing things and what I'm offering, so I can understand why it's so important to be following and also get on my email list. I have a link tree in my profile. I'll also leave that below, so if you'd like to get the free Theta Healing video that comes with that, or you'd like to join the full moon ritual that I have underneath the next full moon, it is $22, and it's going to be March 18th at 11 a.m. All right, so that's going to be really great. We're doing lots of theta healing, clearings, releasing underneath the moon, of course, readings, Akashic records, Reiki, all that jazz, the same as I always do. Again, if you're new to me, you can go into robinshealing.com, check out my blog, and book a complimentary consult as well through there. So the first card that comes up, let's see if anyone's asking for a message. They're not. Knight of Cups. Right away, I'm feeling like my energy is kind of swinging. So my recommendation would be, when you're getting theta healing from me, that you also do muscle testing. So for people that don't know what muscle testing is, it's learning how to access your own intuition to see when I ask you for downloads if it relates to you or not. Because you don't have to say yes to everything that I'm offering. It has to resonate with you. And sometimes when we do muscle testing, we get the mixed emotions. It's like, I kind of feel this way. I get the maybe. I also sell pendulums for people that don't know what a pendulum is. It's one of those crystals that swing in one direction or swing in another direction for yes or no. And the first time that I used a pendulum, I was like, this is mind-blowing, because I didn't really believe in any of that stuff. So that might be a great starter kit for you if you're learning a lot about theta healing right now, or you're listening to some of my videos or my YouTube videos. A pendulum might be a great purchase, okay? Those are 16, some of them are 15, all right? And what I like is you get the crystal healing benefits. So muscle tests, learn a bit more about muscle testing. When I teach people Reiki, I'll often teach them to use their body as a pendulum as well. So we really want to be able to get yes and no answers immediately, especially when we're making important decisions. We want our body to react. We don't want to question it, okay? So yes, please, Sarah says. Okay, awesome. My nose is running all of a sudden, Sarah. So what I get for you with this card, this is actually the Pisces card in tarot. And so for people that don't know, when you see a knight, a king, or a queen, it's representing an astrological sign. So you might know a Pisces. This might just be related to the new moon that we had on the 2nd. But it often represents attracting more abundance into our life. So again, if you sign up for the email list, you'll get that theta healing video that you might find helpful. The other thing that I'm getting is to be a little less judgmental towards yourself right now, because in this type of energy, we're actually in Taurus energy as well. And Taurus is really like everything to do with the 5 senses, what we're drinking. So today for myself, I'm sipping on my tea very slowly and really working on the digestive tract. So you might also find that digestion is coming up for you as well, Sarah. When you are eating things that are heavy, or when you are drinking things that are a little more toxic, you might find it actually agitates you more than anything. So you might go to have that glass of gin, we'll say, and we think it's going to relax us, but actually it might even irritate us. It might actually bring up some resentment or something like that. So be really mindful of how you're treating yourself at this time, okay? I hope that gives you enough information. Again, if you want to book in a reading with me or a healing, often I do them together, but it's up to you guys. I like to combine my readings and healings because I can't help but feel like I want to clear some of the things that are coming up for people. However, that's totally a choice for you. My sessions run from 15 minutes to 2 hours. It just depends on what you're looking for. And that's something you can just reach out to me for more details. And so again, the price fluctuates based on what you're looking for, okay? And then I like to be able to price things now so that I make sure that I'm not rejecting anyone who does want healing, because we need it so badly right now. And I can't help but feel like when it comes to the heart center, we need more loving generosity and kindness, okay? So don't be a stranger. Don't worry when it comes to exactly what we're talking about, that abundance factor. Start working on it. The only way, if you're stressed out about money, that it's going to change is if you actually start to work on it. I'm in a healing group as well, and we do a lot of work around money. So it's interesting because I'm really tuning into my intuition with people, because I want to attract people who are also not afraid to invest in themselves as well, okay? You're welcome, Sarah. Annie's saying yes. Okay, Annie, I feel like we haven't connected in a really long time. I'm also getting a little shaky around my neck and my third eye and my crown, my upper chakras. So to me, our nervous system can actually affect our meditations and things like that. So the full moon ritual that I'm doing on the 18th, you might want to join up with us. I'm really attracting people who are really respecting those private sacred circles. And in the coaching industry, often we will record things because we want to be able to use that material to help more people, right? So I have digital programs or digital classes that can support more people. However, in these new moon and full moon rituals that I'm now offering, I've decided not to stream them, not to record them or anything, because I'm really, really loving the sacred space that we're creating. So that might be an advantage for someone who is a little nervous about a group setting, but they also, maybe cost is a factor for you. And so when we get those smaller intimate groups, it can be really protective and very healing. That's what I found with the new moon ritual that I did anyway. It was amazing. So I'm really loving the people. So I'm getting to work on the shadow side right now, Annie. Okay, and so isolation, 5 of Pentacles, that's also talking about finances. I'm not surprised, because part of me wanted to come on here and talk about money, but I just wanted to freestyle it. So yeah, with this new moon that we had, again with the Pisces, Taurus stuff that's going on, we have the water element of feeling really emotional. And this new moon, I don't know if it was intense for you guys, but it was a pretty powerful new moon. And so you might be finding that we were just talking about criticizing yourself, comparing yourself to other people. And so we want to get away from that as well. Any like perfectionist side that we have. So any type of judgment that's coming up around yourself that's hurting your spirituality, we want to clear and cleanse that right now. And anything to do with a lack of presence, of being present, right? If the mind is always thinking and if the upper chakras are overactive, we have to balance that with our lower chakras, okay? So yes, planting feet on the floor, start from scratch, start from the beginning, refresh the energy, okay? Because the 5 of Pentacles indicates that we need to reconnect our spirituality and our money back together. So we see our money as our best friend that takes care of us, okay? I'm sure there's a message in there for quite a few people, because 5 often represents like things are fluctuating, okay? So I was just sharing that there's a mirror there for me as well. But when there's any type of shadow work that's coming up, it's usually because we want to move really far in our life, or we want to make a really big leap of faith or something, and we feel a lot of fear that comes up around making big changes, because we want to make sure that we're staying in our logical and we're staying stable. But at the same time, sometimes we do have to tap into that spiritual and energetic piece. And that actually just happened to me. I just reached out to a client. Spirit's telling me, like, reach out to this person right now. And I'm kind of like, well, like, I'm like, get into the logical. And I was like, no, I'm going to listen to Spirit. And then she's like, thanks so much for reaching out, blah, blah, blah. So that might be kind of related to you, is just getting in our head sometimes about things when Spirit's telling us stuff, right? Spirits are to help us and support us. So maybe reminding yourself that, your parents on the other side are there as well. They're a form of spirit, so they wouldn't want you to be, they would want you to be present and enjoying your good quality life and feeling safe to move forward and shift and grow, which I feel like that's what you're doing. So that's fabulous. You're welcome, Annie. So would anyone like a message? I have 3 more cards. The 9 of Wands, just as a collective here for the group, it's talking about perseverance and determination. I'm feeling really distracted. So I'm encouraging people to find something to focus on no matter what. When we have things to focus on and we really stick to it, all the other kind of little things start to go away because we have something to get excited about. So right now I'm planning a wedding, and so that could be stressful for some people, but I'm like, no, actually focusing on this is actually really, I feel like, healthy, because then I'm not like thinking about all the other stuff that's going on in the world right now. And it's actually, even though there's a lot of work related to it, it's like the benefits of working on this and focusing on this is going to come back tenfold. So that might relate to you as well, as if you feel like you're putting in a lot of work, just continue to focus on that. It's going to come back to you, okay? It always does. And I have to remind myself of that as well when I'm supporting people in these settings, that I'm like, okay, well, there's someone out there that needs this message, even if I don't know who that is right now, and it's going to relate to someone, and then they might feel called to helping someone else, or however it happens, that trust factor. If you watch my weekly reading for this week, is very much related. I also did a March month reading. So I keep getting that there's someone that's watching that's really struggling with their food intake. And we need to eat food because it's grounding. We need to eat food because it's like all the oils in our food, all the good fats in our food, like avocados or avocado oils, are beautiful for our spiritual as well, right? So when we can eat from the earth and get the benefits from that, that's amazing. It's super grounding. So if you're holding yourself back from even your eating certain things or eating food right now, we want to focus more on the benefits that Mother Nature has that actually heals us. Hence why I'm currently making rose spray in my distiller tonight and tomorrow, getting back into kind of some of the nice essential oils and things like that, because it's so helpful for people. So I think we underestimate the good benefits of food, and not just, and like the quality of the products that we're using as well, okay? That could be related to when I was talking about toxic energy and the harshness of toxins as well. I'm also now doing in-person foot reflexology treatments, getting back into all that stuff that I do as well. So when you book online, you won't find like a link for it, but you can reach out to me and book something with me, okay? But that's more, we can go into more toxin release if you do have, this could be emotional toxins, the emotional vampires that are out there. If you're feeling drained or fatigued, we can work on some of that stuff together. Hi, Marseille. Marseille. Would you like a message? I have the Hermit for you. So again, Marseille, you might enjoy the full moon ritual that I have coming up March 18th. So your time, it would actually be at 10 a.m. if that fits in with your schedule. But I think you would like all the healing benefits of being in that space under the full moon. Yes, please. Okay, so I get kind of like a lot of tension around my third eye, and it's almost like I'm going into like really deep panic and really deep relaxation at the same time. So I'm getting that right now you're really working on any type of third eye blocks that you have, because I feel like you love communicating with spirit and angels and things like that, but it feels like you're doing some deep work around that right now, which is great. And so you're being called into that there's permission for you to do work on those deep blocks as well. And I can't help but feel like that's related to the throat chakra, because that's also about trusting yourself, because you have all these beautiful gifts, okay? But there's a lot of soft angelic energy. So keep in mind that healing doesn't have to be so heavy or intense. We can do healing in very gentle ways as well, okay? And that's just up to you, how you choose to do things, and again, the people that you're bringing into your circles as well, okay? Very similar to myself. So I hope you found that helpful. And then our last card here, again, we're going to go into like general, because a lot of people watch this on the replay. We have Three of Swords. Ooh, there's some past stuff coming up for people right now. Like some really, wow, yes, I love that. Awesome. I'm getting some really deep inner child and wound work with people watching. So the reason why we see Three of Swords is because we're finally willing to deal with what's in front of us. We're finally willing to look at the truth. And that's the good stuff that's coming for people in the weekly reading that I've been discussing through my YouTube. Okay, it says heartache, yes, but a lot of it is because we're allowing things to come up that's going to be beneficial for you. That's been our theme that we're talking about, right? So that perseverance and that hard work and all the deep diving maybe you've been doing, or all the courses you've been taking, all the certificates you've been taking, they are paying off, because now you know how to handle the things that are in front of you. You're willing to take your blinders off and really look at the way that things are, right? You want to look at the way that things are. It might not be easy, but you want to, and that's fabulous. So that's telling me there are a lot of people watching, which I love, who kind of get some of the stuff that I'm doing, which makes me feel fabulous, that there are people who actually get the importance of working and growing spiritually as well as emotionally. Now, I am getting that there are some people who are spending too much time on technology. Now, I use technology as a tool. I'm not really one to go through like everybody else's stuff on Facebook and be like, what's going on with so-and-so. I would love to be one of those people that can actually take time and support more people, and maybe I'll be able to hire more people and then have time to like go and support more other businesses and kind of start sharing their stuff. That's an ultimate goal for me, is to bring more people into my space and make my business bigger. But for now, I don't really have that kind of time to start going on and seeing what people are doing. And there are pros and cons to being a scroller or being a person who's on technology a lot, because we need this for reaching more people, right? So I appreciate people who share this out, so just someone happens to be scrolling and seeing me on those few minutes that they are coming onto social media. However, you might find that too much technology can start to hurt the brain. And I'm learning this as well when I'm learning about social media, like marketing or research and algorithm and things like that. People aren't really stopping too often unless there's like a video or a certain title or things are pretty and stuff like that. So I'm getting to be mindful of the quality of what you're watching and for the length of time as well. Okay, so I've noticed in my algorithm that when people are watching, they might be coming on for a minute, they might be coming on for 30 seconds, things like that. And also, you know, if I'm doing a 30-minute video, I get that you might not be catching all of it. So you might find when you choose to watch technology and things like that, you have set times for it, okay? So it might be like at nighttime between 7 and 8 p.m. That's like your time to watch those videos or things that you find really beneficial. Like if you're watching this on a replay or something like that, or you're catching up on some of my YouTube videos. Or maybe you find some of my stuff motivating to start your day. That's great. We'll say from like 11 to 11:30 even if you happen to like work from home and that's a break that you take. But whatever that looks like for you, it feels like we need to set ourselves up a little better so that we're not being distracted as much, okay? So we want to be present as often as we can. I guess somebody needed to hear that. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you have an awesome day. Again, you can go into robinshealing.com, book in for the full moon session if you like. For people that are local who like e-transfer, I also accept that as well. But I'm also getting there's someone who's watching as well that fixates. And fixation is the worst thing that we can do. Fixation is something when we just continue to focus on something in an unhealthy way, right? That's probably why we have to get off of the technology, and so that we can ground, and we need to eat those healthy foods or be out in nature as well. So eating more greens, eating more seeds, learning more about, for instance, I keep getting that there's someone who needs acai berries, which comes in gin, but I also sell juniper berries as well. So I don't sell acai berries, but I sell juniper berries. So if you're feeling called to more healing products, again, reach out and I can just give you a little guideline of what I can recommend for you. All right, guys, I also ship, so lots of options. Not going to fill your minds up with a bunch of information. Again, for the most part, I keep things underneath my Facebook events as well as through my website. And then I also often will go onto Instagram. And I also fluctuate between where I choose to go depending on who I feel called to working with. All right? So take care. Love you all. Bye for now.